Okay, we are live. And ladies and gentlemen, I am right out of the gate going to, first of all, welcome Shawna Gemmell to be with us today. So, Shawna and I are going to be talking about this incredible training that we're both aware of that Shawna has already gone through. But to set the stage, Meg Rentschler, host of the Star Coach Show, super excited to share this with you. And just realized that I sent out an email saying that we're doing this next Friday and not this Friday. So Shawna and I are going to explore this a little bit and see if people actually know better than me that it was today, because I did send out an email saying we're doing it in 30 minutes, but I kept the date as May 30th because I'm just losing it. So with that, I think what I'd love to do, Shawna, if it's good for you, is set the stage. Maybe we'll go live for a few minutes. We'll talk a little bit about this for people who are maybe listening who didn't even know that I sent out emails. And then if you're open to it, maybe we will jump back on next Friday and
absolutely
actually do this, since it's what I sent out to everybody in the world. Okay. So I just want to set the stage a little bit about what it is that made me so excited to bring this training forward. I brought it into the Star Coach community. And Shawna, you met Karin and David there, and just like got bit by the excitement bug of that. And so when I say, like, let me set the stage, it's because as the host of the Star Coach Show, as a mentor coach and a coach trainer who has trained over 2,000 coaches over the past however many years, I know, and I think, Shawna, you and I were talking about this, I think you would agree with this, that one of the things that holds coaches back from bringing their work into the world, from doing what they're passionate about, is how do I present what it is that I'm doing? What do I like anchor into to give me the confidence I need to offer whatever it is that I'm offering, to talk about the results that I bring, and to have a methodology to lean into. And yes, we get coach training, which gives us ideas about like how to be a coach and the importance of the process, and that is so important. I totally believe in that process, and don't believe that that's the bridge that I'm talking about. I don't think that bridges the gap between, like, what is it that I can bring, whether I'm coaching an individual leader, whether I want to coach a team or a group. How do I engage with the decision makers, the lead, or my clients themselves, to say, here's some things that we can do together. So when Karin Hurt and David Dye came on to the Star Coach Show, they were talking on that episode about their book, about difficult conversations. Like, basically, it's great. It's a great book. And I can't remember the name of it. You'd think I would have had it right here in front of me. And then we went into this concept of the synergy stack, and that they have this training that focuses on the principles that people need. People must want to change to engage in the process. They have to own their change, and they have to know how to change. And that is really where this synergy stack sort of comes in. Look, it's a research-based model, and there's 4 dimensions: connection, clarity, curiosity, and commitment. So, Shawna, I'm going to quit talking. What was it that led you to say, first of all, like, you were gung-ho, I'm going to do this training right now because it takes Meg forever to put things together, and I'm going to do it anyway. So what was it that sort of excited you about doing this training?
Right. Well, I always look for at least once a year something to learn or take on, and as I'm growing my coaching business, any tool, anything that helps me connect better with my clients, whether it's teams or one-on-ones, is great. What is so great about Synergy Stack and what attracted me to them is when we were on your Star Coach show, or the Power Hour, I guess.
Yeah, in the
We went
community, they
through.
came to do the Star Power Hour. Yeah.
Yeah. We went through the 4 dimensions of the habits, and we got to, like this we got to have the hands-on experience of going through how thinking about the habits and what are the habits that you do really like you really connect with, and what are the ones that you know are necessary but they're a little bit more challenging, and how do we then work through those, whether it's for ourselves personally or as a team. And having this resource with the Synergy Stack, the cards, the 56 cards that you get, the 48 habits that are within the cards, it gives you those conversation starters, gives you those thought-provoking ideas. Where do you start? And so having a tool that takes me from I'm trying to figure this out to, well, here's a conversation starter, or here's an idea starter. I was just really, really excited to learn more about it. And when I found out they were doing the certification, I was all in.
So what impacted you in because one of the things that you said as we were getting ready to start is not only is it, a great value and did I learn so much, but it was fun. I mean, like, what were some of the things that you enjoyed about doing the training?
So the certification training was great. It was a smaller cohort, I think about 8 or 9 of us. And I had to meet people from all different industries. So that was really great, from all over the country. And I always love doing training for that reason, actually. But also, it was even though we did it virtually, it still felt very hands-on. We were practicing with the cards. To get our certification, we needed to go away and come back and prepare, and come back and facilitate with our team using Synergy Stack. So an incredibly hands-on experience. And the research, if you're interested in anything to do with how the cards came to be, I guess, how they were developed, how they decided, how it was decided that these were the habits, like all that information is within that training, and it's very, very interesting.
So good. You were saying that you haven't had the opportunity yet to use it with teams and groups, but you have rolled it out for your individual clients.
Yeah.
How is it impacting, or what valuable tool is it adding to your coaching toolbox?
Yeah, I actually have done some smaller, we call it, so one of my favorite ones for teams, I have facilitated a couple of kickoff to strategic planning meetings. And
Cool.
Yeah, and I love that one. It is so much fun. And really what you do is, before they go into their strategic, so executives, C-suite, they want to do a strategic planning. I'll give you one example. I had a small team. I think there was about 7 of them. And I said, let me try this out with you. You're going into your strategic planning. Let's give it a shot. So we went into it, and this team, this organization, they're doing well. They're profitable. They're feeling good about their stuff, but they also feel like, when you say, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. Well, they're not broken, but how do they get better? And what they found was they weren't continuing to come up with those creative ideas during their strategic plan, because things were going along just fine. So they wanted to shake it up a little bit. So we went in and we did the strategic planning kickoff, where we used the curiosity deck to help them spark discussions around innovation and and this is the one thing I do love. I love coming to agreements with teams where they all get together and they come to an agreement. This is how we're going to move forward together. And they use the habits and they keep those habits now. And whenever they go into a meeting, they go back to habit and say, okay, remember, we're going to challenge everybody to bring an idea. Remember, we're going to, whatever that thing was that they wanted to make sure they continue to carry on. Because ideally, if you have that team role modeling this for the rest of the organization, it should filter through the organization. But for my one-on-one, the couple of one-on-one clients I've been doing this with, what I love about it is it, sometimes when they know like they want to move in a direction, but they're like, what's that next step? And I'll ask them, so what do you think the first step is? Or what's the one small thing you could do? And they just feel really stuck. I'm like, okay, well, we have these cards. Why don't we, it sounds like you want to get to some sort of clear commitment around your next step. So let's pull it. Let's look at the habits. Let's talk through some of the things that you think you're strong at, maybe a couple of things that you find challenging, and let's talk through what we could do around those as it relates to your coaching topic.
So I love the fact that it gives them something hands-on. So because you've been because you've become a certified or facilitator for them, you get a discount on their products. Right. So you can literally send the Synergy Stack to your clients, and then they can, I love, that they have something tactile to sort of like, I can go through these and look at them and feel them. And one of the things that Karin and David had talked about when we were in our Star Power Hour is because you get a discount, you can conceivably, like in your packages, include like the full price of whatever it is, and then that's just an additional way for you to make income as a coach, because as we're bringing our services forward, we obviously want it to be profitable for us as well, because that's how we stay in business. That's how we bring things forward. Or, you can roll it in and just, that your price point is going to be discounted because you are a trained facilitator. You also mentioned that not only are you able to send products to your client, but that they have access to some of the resources. I've got to say, what David and Karin have put together around their resource library is kind of mind-blowing, huh?
It's incredible. So once you get your own Synergy Stack, then there's a QR code in there, and it takes you to the library, and all you have to do is register. So there's an additional what's in it for them if they do engage in coaching with you using Synergy Stack, because now what they're learning through coaching and using Synergy Stack, they can go into the library. It's full. It's up.
Can you give like an example of something that might be in the library?
I can give you all of them, but I will. So there's team development, strategic planning activities, coaching, mentoring, and career development activities, project kickoff activities. So the one I was mentioning to you before, the strategic planning kickoff, is an activity. And so basically, you think about, what is the meeting I'm holding? What is the event I'm holding? There could be they have a large group, but activities. But the strategic planning one, basically, you get the whole facilitation notes of how to use the stack, what you're using, what questions to ask, how do you wrap it up? How do you make those habits stick, right? So it takes you through that. So you don't have to feel like you're this, 30-year facilitator of training programs or anything like that. These are activities that are really tangible and usable. So in team development, you could do anything from, maybe you have a new team and you want to get them aligned. So there's lots of icebreakers in there that use a synergy stack, but it helps them get to know each other, helps them get alignment, right? And then it goes into, there are more robust activities that help strengthen teams using their strengths, leveraging their talents. And then you can go to if you're a leader and you have employees that you're mentoring or you're coaching or you're just helping them with a career development, there's some really great activities within there. What I also like is that there's some DIY activities. So if you're preparing for a difficult conversation, you need to have that difficult conversation, or you're addressing something that has conflict in it, or you want to build your own habits, right? There are self-guided activities there for you as well to do on your own, or you could give it to a team member who, might enjoy things like that.
Love it. So they have like ideas for you to use, but you can also use the tool and get creative and kind of come up with some of your own things. Now, one of the things I'm not, and I truly don't know this, are the leader, you talked about that the library for the facilitator has all these different things, but you also talked about the fact that the leader can access some of, like if you send a leader the synergy stack, they can do they access all the same things, or is it a different, what are they able to access?
So anybody with a synergy stack has access to that full resource library, all of the activities, anyone. As a certified facilitator, there are some more robust training, facilitation coaching, that allows you to take the teams into a bit of a deeper dive. Things that you might be a little bit more deep, I guess. I'm trying to think of the right word, but things that you would want somebody who is certified, trained to facilitate or trained to coach teams through this, and really dig into some of the maybe more challenging situations teams might be having. So they have one, like leadership blueprint is one, where you help teams ensure they are focusing on the most critical habits that help drive success. And then there's another larger activity that helps teams build a deeper connection with each other, and also build on their individual strengths and being able to feel like they can bring those to the table as well. So again, we coach our participants through identifying those habits and then what will help drive them to success.
So it sounds as, one of the things that helps us, I think, with both our confidence, our approach, like when we're putting together a proposal, is having a library like this, having things that we can. That doesn't mean we're not making it our own, and we're not, because each of us is going to show up our way to do that. But having something to build things from is absolutely crucial. And what I am over the moon excited about is that Karin and David have agreed to do a training at their founder price, but they're not doing their founder pricing anymore. No. They are doing it for the Star Coach show or the Star Coach audience. So I know that I sent this out saying that we're doing it next week, and Shawna and I will talk about when it makes sense to do it again, and it might be the 30th, it might be another date. But I just I wanted to at least kind of lay it out there, let you know that we're enrolling right now for the very special Star Coach cohort. So what you will get with that is a full day training. I know when Shawna went through, they did 2 half days, but they've moved it now. So it's a full day training. We're doing a full day training online on June 20th. And that really is the date, June 20th. And we're enrolling now. So if you want to be a part of this really dynamic training for a price that kind of blows me away. for basically $500, you become certified, get access to all the things that Shawna's talking about and more, because I don't think we even got into all of it. You get a discount on products that your clients can actually, I mean, think of the value add. They get a package in the mail with leadership tools that they can literally pull out and use with you, and have a library of resources to go with that. Just think about like the impact that would have on your clients. And just in general, it is, I mean, I get stuff put in front of me nonstop as the Star Coach host, as, you know, just kind of being in this field for almost 20 years now. And I got to say that when I talked to Karin and David about what they did, I don't know, Shawna, wasn't it just sort of like stopping your tracks? Like, oh my gosh.
Well, the thing is, it's fun. And if you have a team and you don't want to put them through the same thing over and over again, you want to do something that's fun and engaging. And I mean, they're colorful cards. They're so pretty. I just can't imagine having a boring session when you're engaging with this. Yeah.
Well, and it just gives your clients like a place to start. Like when they, because if I pick up a card on, if I am something about like stuck and change my mind, I'm open to new information, insights, perspectives, and I'm willing to change course. That like, you know, I mean, it just like, it seeds some new information, right? Or I mean, but there's just so many here. So basically there's 48 specific habit cards. They're organized in those 4 dimensions of connection, clarity, curiosity, and commitment. There's over 24 activity guides for different facilitation scenarios. There's a resource center. I mean, it's designed to work individuals, teams, I mean, whoa. So I'm not, you know, I truly believe that when I have access to something that I think is a game changer for coaches, it's irresponsible of me not to bring it forward. So this isn't about Meg, or this isn't about, I mean, this is just about like something that I thought, hands down, what a beautiful resource, and wanted to bring it forward to the coaching community. And then Shawna was sweet enough to say, hey, let me talk about what it was like for me. So Shawna, we're going to wrap up this one, and we are going to schedule another one. But Shawna, what would you say, like, you just want people to think about as we're closing out today?
I think that if you are a coach who's looking to add to your toolkit, I would tell you to do this 8,000 times over. It is a fun program. It's a tangible program. It is something that you can easily use. You can use it for, you know, the people that you're coaching. You can use it for one-on-one, but you can also, you know, use it. Teams can use them in their daily briefings. You don't have to go through a whole activity to use the cards. And I think that's what's brilliant about this. And Karin and David are very clear, like, make your own activities too, using the cards. It could be a quick daily briefing. It could be a bigger thing like a strategic planning. But if you are a coach who loves to work with teams, well, I mean, you can use it with individuals, but there's so many great team resources within Synergy Stack that you'll be bringing something great to them, a fun way to build teams, to help them get clear, to help them align, and help them get that synergy so that you are using all the habits to achieve your goals for your organization.
So good. Yeah. And you know, things like this are sticky. Things like this that your clients remember. You said earlier, it sort of anchors in those new habits, and anchoring in new habits that allow us to thrive as leaders, as individuals, as, you know, people in society. Those are all like so important. So once again, I apologize to everybody for me sending out the wrong date for this live. I'm so grateful to Shawna for talking about it. So if you're watching the recording, even though we are going to go live and talk about this again, shoot me an email. I need to send to David and Karin who's going to join the Star Coach cohort. And we need to do that pretty quickly because it is in the next, about 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So in that, I'm, I need to know who's committed to doing this training now. And I got to tell you, when you hear somebody say, I would tell you 8,000% to do it, that's pretty amazing. So Shawna, thank you for joining me. And everybody, I encourage you, shoot me an email. If you have additional questions, shoot me additional questions because Shawna and I will add them to our lineup for the next time.
Sure.
So we will do that, and stay tuned. I will be sending out emails and posts about the next time that we're going to do this. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.